Please subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so that whenever we release a video at the Jamaica Young Police channel, you'll be the first to receive the same. Remember to share the video with your friend, your mama, papa, girlfriend, boyfriend, and your side chick and side man. Yes, and post a comment below, even just to post and say, I am here to show your appreciation of the work that we are doing here at the Jamaica Young Police channel. And thanks for being a part of the movement. So, moving on. We at the Jamaica Young Police channel, we hate criminals with a passion. So here's one of them. This guy's name is Javon Pinnock. Yeah, aka Froggy. Have a distinct scar on the left side of his face, and him eye go all the way down to him cheekbone. And you know, more or less is a Jamaican do that, you know, telephone cut. I don't know how them come by that thing for, you know, to scar people face like that, and that it's just awful, but terrible people. So this man that you're looking at, his name is Javon Pinnock, aka Froggy. Yeah, Froggy them call him on the street, and he's wanted in New York, in Queens, New York, for the murder of Javon Jamison, a Jamaican youth them called Blingers. Yes, and Blingers was killed almost 2 years ago by this man and another man named Christopher King. Christopher King is in custody in New York, awaiting trial for the murder of Jamison. So we are appealing, we are begging, beseeching you Jamaican people in Jamaica and the diaspora, wherever you see this man, to inform the police, whether it's 119 or 911, and let them know that this man is wanted in New York for the murder of Javon Jamison, so that this man can be placed in custody or go straight to the departure home where he belongs. And that's justice. And we say that because we hate criminals with a passion, because there was no reason for this man to kill Blingers, because Blingers was not a threat to him at the time. It was murder, clear murder. Yes, welcome to the Jamaica Young Police channel. To our loyal viewers, subscribers and Patreon member. At the channel, we are a group of law-abiding citizens who believe in the rule of law and respect the rights of every citizen, but not the ones who do not subscribe to such behavior. We do believe in and support preemptive strikes because they save lives. This is a logical conclusion because preemptive strikes save lives and prevent the further loss of lives. We are all about saving lives at this channel. We at the channel aid criminals with a passion and do not want them over here. We do not want your views, your subscriptions, your likes or your comments. Please go elsewhere where the red carpet is waiting for you. Over here, we want you to go to prison or the departure lounge at Madden. Moving on to today's video. Yes, right now, you know, we're gonna touch on a very sensitive topic. As you know that we have a Prime Minister, you know, Andrew Holness, and you know some people, whether you like him or you don't like him, you know, he's the current Prime Minister of Jamaica. And we at the Jamaica Young Police channel, you know, if a man deserves praise, you have to praise him, and if a man deserves, you know, to be condemned, you condemn him. But today, whether you like him or not like him, that reality is, listen to some things that he's saying to a police officer in Jamaica. Unbelievable. Yes, you won't hear this anywhere else, but you're going to hear it today at the Jamaica Young Police channel what the Prime Minister is saying to this police officer. Very rare, you know, you will get something like this, you know, where a police officer, you know, will express himself freely, and the Prime Minister does, you know, say it as it is, you know. So it was a moment of profound significance when Jamaican Prime Minister, the most honorable Dr. Andrew Holness, came face to face with one of Jamaica's fearless and dedicated and patriotic law enforcement officers. Yeah, man, Deputy Superintendent of Police, DSP Linroy Edwards. Yeah, man, DSP Linroy Edwards, Operation Officer of St. James, a stalwart in the fight against crime. DSP Edwards has given over 36 years of unbroken exemplary service to the Jamaica Constabulary Force, earning a reputation as one of the nation's most formidable crime fighters. His name commands respect not only within the ranks of the police force, but also among law-abiding citizens across the highland who know him as a man of integrity and action. So the encounter between the Prime Minister, Dr. Andrew Holness, and DSP Edwards should have been a moment of national pride, a symbolic meeting between the country's political leadership and a frontline defender of law and order. Yet, what unfolded left many stunned. The words spoken by the Prime Minister Andrew Holness during the exchange were not only unexpected, they were deeply unsettling. It was almost surreal hearing such sentiment coming from the mouth of Jamaica's head of government was nothing short of astonishing. I find myself questioning whether this was truly the leader of a nation speaking in such a tone and manner about a man who has risked his life countless times to uphold justice and protect Jamaican citizens. For those of us who understand the value of men like DSP Edwards, officers was chosen country over comfort, duty over self, such a movement should have been marked by the utmost respect, appreciation, and affirmation of support. The Prime Minister's word seems poignant, yes, and the gravity and recognition that DSP Edwards' lifetime of service so richly deserve. It was a jarring reminder to show you, that sometimes exists, whether, you want to believe it, when it comes on to leadership between the political leaders and those on the front line of battling the realities of crime and violence daily. The Jamaican people deserve leaders who not only speak with clarity and conviction, but also show unwavering support for those who have dedicated their lives to preserve peace. DSP Lenoir Edwards represent the very best of what Jamaican policing can be. And any interaction with him by the nation leaders should reflect that recognition in both words and deeds. You're going to be shocked. Yeah, man, you're going to be shocked when you hear what the Prime Minister, yeah, man, unbelievable. You won't believe what the Prime Minister, Dr. Andrew Holness, said to this Jamaican cop. Yeah, so I tell you, say, you watch and you listen and you decide. Yes, big thanks to everyone who reached out via the channel's telephone number to show interest in subscribing to our new platform. One that builds to speak truth to power and impact every single person living in America and around the world. It doesn't matter if you are black, white, yellow, green, blue or red. This message is for all people who believe in freedom, truth and justice. Yes. As we have said before, the name of the new challenge speaks for itself. United we win, divided we lose. And you're looking at, most people say that they cannot find it and all kind of things. So now, getting the feedback from most of you people, in which, we can't even count the amount of people that reach out to us and leave message. We cannot find it. You have to understand that my voice, this voice is not a voice that has been loved by the powers that be. Because when you speak truth, they try to censor you in every way. But guess what? We're not going to stop. So, united we win, divided we lose. That's not just a slogan. It's a fact. It's a call to rise above fear and stop playing it safe, while the system quietly chews up and spit us out. Even you. Cowards might think they are staying out of trouble by staying silent, but in the end, they will get fucked. We just say it runs there spiritually, mentally, financially, and politically. So here's the truth. It is better to live a life and die as a free, honest, decent, honorable, and truthful human being than to exist as an obedient, broken slave begging for crumbs from a table that was never built for you. For over 400 years, our ancestors, we are taught black people, cried out to a God. They were taught to fear, kneeling and praying to a man in the sky, while their bodies were chained and their minds conditioned. That didn't free them. What did? Knowledge, courage, unity. Men like Taki, who the same maroons in Jamaica kill, chop off his head and put on a pike. Taki is the one why the United States of America exists today as a republic, but they won't teach the white people in America. A black man who took on the British Empire and won. And it's time we walk that same path. Any bolder? This new channel is not for the weak-hearted, the lukewarm, or for the comfortably numbed. It is for those who know who they are, God's children, defined by nature, fearless by choice. If that's you, welcome on. To the rest, stay away. We don't need friends who are secretly enemies. We don't need deadweight doubters or deceivers. When we say enemies, we're talking about everything that stands against the truth. Lies, manipulation, division, cowardice, and blind obedience. No more lies, no more games, no more silence. This channel is the battleground for truth, and we are not backing down. How many times can they kill us? Once. Millions of our ancestors has died for this, for the little freedom that we're enjoying. God created every man equal, but some think that they're superior. And those who think that they're superior, just look, not one of them have ever been the fastest one in the world. Their genes are recessive. Our genes are dominant. So please, subscribe to the channel. We know that we are being sabotaged and tampered by the powers that be. But as time goes by, the truth will reveal.
Operations Officer for the parish. Good afternoon, sir. Welcome to Montego Bay.
Very good.
DSP Linroy Edwards, Operations Officer for the parish.
Very good to meet you, DSP.
Pleasure.
Tell me, how are things in the parish?
Well, we can happily say that St. James is one of the safest parish in Jamaica right now, because coming from last year, we have had a significant reduction in murder. Minus 63, which is a 33% reduction, and an overall minus 45% in terms of major crimes. We have a 63% clear in murder, which is basically unprecedented. And this trend is coming from 2024 into 2025. So far, we have had one murder since the start of the year, and one murder over the last 27 days. We have recovered 7 firearms in the last 17 days of the year. So this did not come overnight. Hard-working men and women of the parish, and we have impacted the gang, which contributed to most of our murders. And we have been at them 24/7. We have made a lot of arrests, a lot of recoveries. Unfortunately, some decide not to be arrested by challenging us, and they have met the ultimate demise. That's not our wish, but we intend to keep the parish safe. We need to transform this parish, Mr. Bartlett, from being the most murderous parish in Jamaica to the tourism destination that everyone wishes for. And we are heading that direction based on our strategy so far.
You know, what you have just said a while ago, it's so inspiring. And it shows the emerging leadership in the JCF. Because leadership is everything. Leadership by itself, it's good. But leadership must have passion. And what came out of the words that you have said was clearly the belief in those words.
Yes.
You're vested in it, that I am a Jamaican that want to see the best for my country.
Inspirational as well is the motivation. I have 36 years of service, and I have not seen this level of motivation in the JCF in a number of years. What is happening on the ground is unprecedented, and we are more strategic and more organized thanks to our leadership. And I believe Jamaica is heading in the right direction as a way to crime reduction.
The people who are here listening,
yes, sir.
I can just read their faces. If you could see their faces, they're all very appreciative of what you have said. Ultimately, there has to be unity between the citizen and the police. Once there is this unity, there is no space for the criminal elements to flourish.
Yes, sir.
And for a long time, there has been a kind of distrust, suspicion of the security forces and the citizens. And I think that that is being dispelled every day as leaders like yourself interface with the public and reassure them that this is a force for good. You have said one other profound thing, and I too have said it in my own way. There are those who will challenge the police. That is their choice. We wish they wouldn't do that. And in fact, I use this opportunity to advise them not to do that.
Yes, sir.
Give up, turn yourself in, cooperate with the police. It is not our wish to take anyone's life. We are here to save lives, even the lives of the criminals.
Most definitely, sir.
But the police must protect themselves first and foremost. We want you to go home safely to your family. So those who intend to challenge the police, I usually say to them, either you're prepared to meet the judge or you're prepared to meet your maker. And that is very clear. We would much prefer you go in front of the judge and plead your case.
Most definitely, sir.
Yes, those of you who have been following the Jamaica Young Police channel from the get-go would have known that, yeah man, yours truly was very, very skeptical of this Prime Minister. But I can tell you, yes man, it's a defining moment in history. Prime Minister Andrew Holness words to DSP Lenoir Edwards. And I can tell you, all of my viewers, subscribers, Patreon members, and I have something special for the Patreon members, they've been very, very special. Yes, very, very special. Beanie man, yeah man, you're gonna hear. Yes, I'm going to share it with you guys. Here, I'm gonna distort the voice. You're gonna hear when they were plotting to kill my cousin Boga. Yes. So moving on. So we can tell you, say, this is the Andrew Holness is the best thing since Edward Seaga when it comes on to fighting crime. And I can tell anyone, I can say it here, there, and anywhere. This is the least corrupt government we have since 1989. The least. Andrew Holness is the man for the moment. Don't listen to the blow-horns and the liars. One thing with liars, they are good at lying. And we always use the truth and dispel their lies. Listen to the Prime Minister talking with DSP Lenoir Edwards, whom I have known, yes, for over 35 years. 35? No, man, 30, over 36 years. 36 years. I know him, you know, from all the members of his batch, apart from Enford Wade and others and Reuben Gunter. Lenoir Edwards was a man that stood out from a training school in his batch. Because, you know, that man jokify Lenoir as a Muster King and all kind of thing, and it goes with it. Bright fellow too, because he used to go Jamaica. Yes. And if my memory serves right, he and the Prime Minister and I see him age group, so maybe they even know each other because the Prime Minister used to go catch it and he used to go Jamaica. Yes, so the words spoken by the Prime Minister, the most honourable Dr. Andrew Holness, to Deputy Superintendent of Police Lenoir Edwards, deserve to be etched in the annals of Jamaican history. In all my years of observing political leadership in the country, I have never seen or heard a sitting Prime Minister publicly commend the police force in such a heartfelt and genuine manner for the commitment to protecting Jamaica and restoring law and order. To say the moment was refreshing would be an understatement. It was transformative. Never seen nothing like this. This a man a leader. Him grow and I tell us the man, trust me, believe you me man. You understand? This is my Edward Seaga. I don't care when a guy want to say, but me worship a white man. I don't worship Edward Seaga, nothing. I love the man because the man make me safe as I used to born and grow in a PMP community. PMP everything. I live in the house then we will get on them thing there. But give me the gun. Give me the book and not the gun. I must be honest. I wasn't always a supporter of the Prime Minister. Yes, I had my doubts. But after witnessing what has been happening is powerful and poignant Nant, acknowledgement of DSP Edwards, a junior of mine and a veteran crime fighter with over 36 years of dedicated service. I experienced a shift. What I saw was not a political grandstanding, but a man who truly recognized the blood, sweat, and sacrifice of the brave men and women on the ground, doing the hard work, and so often goes unnoticed. The Prime Minister didn't speak in vague platitudes or rehearsed lines. He pointed directly to the dramatic reduction in crime in St. James, an era once labeled the murder capital of Jamaica. For the first time in nearly 2 decades, St. James had recorded the lowest murder figures across the island. And that's not by accident. That is a direct result of relentless strategic and courageous efforts of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, led by the Commissioner of Police, Dr. Kevin Blake, whom, yes, truly too, they have reservation about him. But hey, we do believe in redemption. Yeah. You understand? A man can do 99 good and one bad. Yeah. But look here. Anything that we say in our past, we can't retract it because it's there. But we have to praise the man now. Right in our moment, right now. The best commissioner of police since 1989. Jamaica have, yeah, we're not old people, are young people. These are young people who lead the police force and the government. So when one goes for the dinosaur, them and the corruptors, them, we have to stay right here. What's happening in Jamaica right now is nothing short of a miracle. The tables have turned because a police officer dedicated. Hey, I can't tell any guy this and them thing there. I'm going to say it already. I not talk because, you know, me a big up the man. I'm not big, me I talk the truth. I man, I say, boy, me a Eddie a friend. Me know the man as a worker. Me a Eddie, you understand, was, you know, when I was police in Jamaica. A bad police, brave. Me tell any guy that. Me telling already how many times we in a shooting and them thing there. And Eddie I first man, I don't know how him reach. I'll come in all barefoot. I saw him stay the man in him shorts and him t-shirt. I saw the man that love police work. The man they are patriot. I know say the man could have left Jamaica a long time. Cause whether or not you want to believe it, them man whether trust me, believe you and them thing there. Eddie, you know, not between Eddie would have remind you kinda. The man are girls man, you know, just like him name Pusey, like Donald Pusey. You understand? You don't know if him have the same swag like Pusey, but hey, the man they are not ordinary police from long time. You understand? But we are telling you say, you know, it's just it's just heartwarming to see what happened. They're watching the video. Boy, and thanks to the police officer who sent it to me and them thing and I show me, say, boy, hey, see your party police, you know, him and the Prime Minister, you know, and all the Prime Minister praise him for the work them do. And the people them at St. James love him. The people them at St. James say if him dead at St. James 10 years ago, St. James would never become the murder capital. Them a man in a sleep in a man. Linward, N-words come like a man, like the Energizer bunny. I saw the man they stay. Them man they can't work. Them man in a sleep in a me, I tell you, you know. You understand? This is an accident. So that is the direct result of relentless, strategic and courageous efforts of the Jamaica Constabulary Force Operation Officer in St. James, DSP Linward Edwards. You know, say the SSP Aaron Samuels, I do a good job, but Eddie really out there doing work them from long time. We're proud of him. So what's happening in Jamaica right now is nothing short of a miracle. The tables turn, man. Criminals but I worst I know for you be a criminal. I can't tell you. The killers who once terrorized the communities are now on the run and able to sleep comfortably. Thanks to the Cypher's leadership from the Prime Minister, the Minister of National Security and the Commissioner of Police. Just as DSP Edwards himself rightly highlighted, this is what leadership looks like when it's focused, fearless and unapologetic. For the first time in recent memory, Jamaicans can dare to hope, not in fantasy, but in our real possibilities in a matter of months. If this momentum continue, ordinary Jamaicans might be able to sleep with their doors and windows open. Let me repeat myself. In a matter of months, if this momentum continues, ordinary Jamaicans might be able to sleep with their doors and windows open, free from the fear of gunmen and extortionists. That is the kind of transformation that comes not from empty promises, but from boots on the ground, from intelligence-driven operations, and from leadership that refuses to negotiate with criminals. However, I must respectfully express one criticism. The Prime Minister's statement suggesting that we are here to save the lives of criminals. That, in my view, was a serious misstep. I mean, the message to criminals should be clear and uncompromised. The government has no friends among murderers, extortionists, or gangsters. Jamaica is not the place to comfort killers. We are here to dismantle them, to remove their grip from our communities and restore peace for the innocent. Despite that one disappointing line, it's clear the Prime Minister Holiness is the best leader Jamaica has had since Edward Seaga. And I say that without any apologies. If you don't like it, just put it in your pipe and smoke it, or put it in your chalice. He is the man for this moment and the man for the future. He has shown the courage to stand with the police, to speak the truth plainly, and to back action with resources and policies. On the other hand, Mark Golin and the PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization, now indistinguishable from what many they are calling them now, the PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization continues to undermine progress with their reckless rhetoric and dangerous alliances. The agenda has never been about justice or protection of the people. It's about power at any cost, even if it means emboldening criminals and demonizing the security force. Let it be known that Jamaica is changing. The winds are shifting. Law and order are being restored. The criminals are no longer the ones with the upper hand. And that's because the leadership for once is aligned with the people, the police, and the pursuit of peace. This is a moment we must not squander. Let us support the police. Let us support this Prime Minister. And let us reject those who want to drag us backwards into darkness and disorder. Jamaica deserves better. And under Andrew Holness' leadership, we are finally seeing what it looks like. And we don't want to turn back. So, you can have it both ways. Peter Bunting, the epitome of deception, hypocrisy, and betrayal of law enforcement. Peter Bunting, the current opposition spokesman on the citizen security and productivity, continues to reveal himself as one of the greatest enemies of the police force and the law-abiding citizens of Jamaica. Beneath the polished speeches and carefully crafted political soundbites lies a man whose record is marred by double standards, betrayal, and a dangerous alignment with agendas that weaken national security. Let us not forget, this is the same Peter Bunting alongside individuals like Michael Jackson and activist groups such as Jamaican for Justice has lobbied tirelessly to empower Indicom not to pursue justice but to target, arrest and criminalize members of the security force, particularly police officers and soldiers, without sufficient evidence. Their actions cloaked under the banner of human rights have often served to embolden criminals while demoralizing and demonizing those who tasked with protecting society. Time and time again, Bunting has shown contempt for the sacrifices made by officers who risk their lives in communities plagued by violence and gang warfare. Instead of supporting them, he advocated for a legal mechanism that treat police officers as suspects before protectors, pushing for arrests and charges in questionable circumstances that appear more political than judicial. And now without a shred of irony, Peter Bunting, the batty-faced guy, stand in the Jamaican Senate and try to take credit for the 2024 reduction in murder, as reported by the Jamaica Constabulary Force, in a masterclass of political gymnastics. He praises data-driven policing and tried to reframe the narrative to suit the PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization, claiming that the decrease is proof of their long-standing approach. I can tell you, my loyal member of the Jamaican Young Police Channel, everything we must say a lie. The only political party and government defund the police was the PNP when Michael Manley was Prime Minister. For over a year, them allowed the criminals to run rampant in a street of Kingston. We at Unspear, we have to take even taxis go to murder scenes. And when we couldn't take it anymore, that's when I started to ride a bicycle. Myself and Bobby Reds. And then later Kirk Palmer and Carl Nelson. The same bicycle that they say the police officers riding all over Jamaica. Yours truly, I am one of the founder of that bicycle squad because it's because of the numbers. It reduced crime, reduced murder. Because of us. In the same division, St. Andrew South, where the Prime Minister, where Andrew Wallace is the Prime Minister, that was a part of his constituency. So don't be fooled by the PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization approach. They are liars. They do not like the police. They have done everything to criminalize our police officers. I can tell you. Before the PNP, before 1994, when you're involved in a shooting, ask even CMDSP Edwards, when a police officer involved in a shooting and it's fatal, the only person who were there and who fired any shot are the persons who present. The PNP change it and make sure that your name is in the diary. Your regulation number, your rank and your name and the firearms that you had in a position and how much rounds that you fired. Before then, that was state secret. The only person or persons know who involved in the shooting are the detective inspector who's investigating or get the initial report and all the way up to the commanding officer to the commissioner of police. Then the police were not able to access the crime diary or the station diary to see the name of the police officers so that they can block street and tell lies and then police officer are arrested and charged. Under the PNP criminal organization, the PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization, when they were in government, police officers were charged with murder over and over and over, and they demonized the police officer with one of their arm, the Jamaican for Justice. It's not a human rights organization, it's an arm of the PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization. And we say over here on an entertainment channel, so you're not getting for, make your dopamine kick in, and no, we are telling a real mama papa thing, that real life things. This is an entertainment channel. So where was the data-driven mindset when officers were being crucified in the media, not for misconduct, but for doing their job in difficult and high-risk environment? Where were these people? And let's be honest, Bunting's attempt to compare the PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization average murder rate from 2012 to 2015 to the JLPs from 2016 to 2023 is a calculated move to shift blame and rewrite history. The reality is that crime in Jamaica has been driven by deeply entrenched social, economic, political, and a culture, many of which festered mostly under the PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization. They are the one that breed criminals like chinks. 98% of the youths are the convicted criminals in Jamaica. They are from PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization communities, because that's the only thing that the PNP know to do. Breed criminals like chinks, and they have done everything to send police officers to prison and criminalize them. But Bunting, sudden praise of policing efforts, only when convenient, reeks of political opportunism, not sincerity. He's an enemy of the police and us. Moreover, his acknowledgement that financial crimes, scamming and mass shooting remain unaddressed highlights another failure. One that he was in a position to fix when the PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization was in power. Instead, He now uses these as talking points to score political capital, not to champion actual solutions. The hypocrisy is clear. When police use assertive strategies to dismantle criminal networks, Peter Bunting and his allies call it abuse and state overreach. But when those same strategies yield results, fewer murders, safer streets, he wants the public to believe they were inspired by the PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization philosophy. Peter Bunting think people are junk. He think people junk. Let us be clear. Peter Bunting cannot wear the mask of a patriot while holding the dagger behind his back, ready to plunge it into the hearts of the brave men and women in uniform. His record speak for itself, and it's not one of support but of sabotage. In the court of public opinion, Bunting stands not as a defender of justice but as an obstacle to peace, a man whose legacy is tied to confusion, manipulation, and an undeniable hostility towards the very security forces, and that the line between harder and chaos in Jamaica. Jamaicans must open their eyes and recognize the danger of leaders who speak with forked tongues. Men who champion killers in whispers while criticizing crime fighters in broad daylight. Peter Bunting is not just a political rival, he is the embodiment of everything that undermines progress in Jamaica: deception, double dealing, and dangerous alliances. And until such figures are rejected by the people, our nation's fight against crime will always be compromised. Peter Bunting is the epitome of evil. So now you see the difference. Real leadership versus dangerous opportunism. The contrast could not be clearer. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has chosen to stand with the Jamaica Constabulary Force, with the men and women who risk their lives daily to defend innocent citizens and dismantle criminal networks that have terrorized our communities for decades. In a time when decisive leadership is most needed, he's offering support, encouragement, and the resource to empower the police and restore order to our society. On the other hand, we have the PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization operating like a Trojan horse in Jamaican politics. Their actions speak louder than words. Any slogans? They are consistently undermining law enforcement, sympathizing with known offenders, killers, and empowering organizations like Jamaican for Justice, which is a part of the PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization, who, instead of standing with victims of violence, spend their time and resources lobbying INDECOM to arrest and charge police officers without proper evidence. And we thank the Donald Trump administration for not giving them any money, no money for human, for the criminal rights to dismantle, to cause chaos in Jamaica, or them LGBTQ plus agenda. Let that sink in, put it in your pipe and smoke that. So while the security forces are asking the citizens to continue supporting and trusting them, officer like DSP Linward Edwards, yeah man, you can't share information with him, making significant strides in bringing down crime. With places like St. James recording the lowest murder rate in 2 decades, the PNP and their affiliates are working behind the scenes to derail that progress by targeting the very people making it possible. It is not justice they seek, it's chaos. They are willing to sacrifice national security for political mileage, even if that means putting handcuffs on honest, hard-working officers based on accusations alone, while gang leaders roam free. This is not advocacy, this is treachery. Contrast that with the Prime Minister, Holness, who publicly praised DSP Linward Edwards, a seasoned and fearless crime fighter, for his extraordinary service and the reduction of murders in his division. That moment wasn't just symbolic, it was historic. For the first time, we saw a Jamaican Prime Minister openly commend the police for the difference they are making. He didn't play politics with crime, he chose principle. He recognized results. Jamaica needs leadership, not lip service. We need firm actions, not hollow activism. Andrew Holness is not just leading, He's protecting, preserving, and pushing Jamaica forward. He understands that without strong law enforcement, there can be no prosperity. Without accountability for criminals, there can be no peace. Meanwhile, the PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization have shown that they will never support the police unless it suits their political narrative. They have become a party of obstruction, a safe haven for anyone looking to blame the police instead of the criminals. The line has been drawn. If you stand with the police, with the victims, with the peace and progress, you stand with Andrew Holness. If you stand with the enablers of violence, with anti-police rhetoric, and with organization determined to paralyze the justice system, then you are in company of the PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization. Jamaica cannot afford to turn back now. The tide is changing. Jamaica, criminals are on the run. Law-abiding citizens are beginning to feel safer. The country is healing, and that's why we say loud and proud, Andrew Holness to the world. Yes, Jamaica cannot afford to turn back. No, we have to continue with Andrew Holness. And you hear DSP Linward Edwards say it, and he said it loud and proud. Heal up, Eddie. Yeah, man, original crime fighter. Have yourself a beautiful day. Jamaica Young Police Channel out.